Thank you, Dr. Chaturvedi. We have had wonderful discussions over the last 2 days, various aspects of higher education, particularly MBA education, PGDM education. Coming to Dr. Punia's wonderful introductory talk, he was actually emphasizing on the need for globalization and the outlook by PGDM institutions to be thinking wider than a macro sort of situation. I think in many ways, many PGDM schools are already doing it, but may not be in a very structured sort of way. And the system of graded autonomy which has been started is actually a good move, because that will also make sure that there is a level playing field for PGDM to compete with IIMs and other leading schools in the country, or why not leading schools all over the world. I would like to just say that somehow in the last 5-6 years, there has been an increasing spurt in international accreditation within the country. So we have had now several schools which have been accredited internationally, and they have also been adhering to the international standards, which is very heartening in the sense that it means that Indian schools are not lagging behind what was once considered as only a very sort of global standards, and we don't meet those standards. It's not happening that way at all now. So one of the things that probably AICTE should be doing is that in graded autonomy, they should also be recognizing international accreditation as a straight criteria for institutes to be given global autonomy. The reason is international accreditation follows a lot of rigor. It involves, for example, in EFMD, with which we are familiar, having gone through 2 rounds, having been accredited and re-accredited, has standards which are rigorous in terms of the institutional standards, about the quality of the institution, the infrastructure, and what the institution itself offers. Secondly, about the program. The program has 3 different elements: the program structure and planning, how the program is delivered, and how outcome is being measured. All 3 are very rigorous sort of things, in the sense that unless everybody in the organization, all the faculty are involved, and they also realize that their individual courses are in one way or the other aligning itself to the overall vision and mission of the institute, it is not going to be possible to have intended learning outcomes and also the measurement of outcomes to that particular standard. But most importantly, many international accrediting agencies also insist on 2 different things. One is technology-enabled learning. So this has been done long before the onset of COVID, and it was actually emphasized that we should have technology-enabled learning all through. And that is true in the sense that in this era, Dr. Punia also was mentioning that about artificial intelligence and business analytics and things. It's going to be that all the students need not be absolute specialists in that, but they should have at least a working knowledge of all this, so that in whatever disciplines they ultimately end up in, they will still be familiar with all these new terminologies and new things that are happening. So technology-enabled learning is very important, and along with that is the increasing concern all over the world about ethics, responsibility, and sustainability. So which again is something that needs to be emphasized in B schools and done. All these are done already in international accreditation. So I think all B schools should, now it's going to be that the trend is very, very good in the sense that many, many more schools are on the anvil. So we're going to have international accreditation as a standard now. Apart from that, I would also like to bring to your attention, many of you may not be even aware of this because it is a new thing. EFMD has another system called Business Schools Impact System. So BSIS it is called. Now it actually lays down standards, it actually makes us introspect as to what impact we have made on the society, on the stakeholders, on the ecosystem at large, and generally contribution to whatever we have been seeking to do. So BSIS is again an introspecting agency, and like that, we can have these standards being looked into. One of the things that was very interesting over the last 2 days was all the leaders and experts here have had different views on how to go about making this excellence happen. That is wonderful. In fact, that is actually the core of management education, isn't it? We all need to have customized ways in which we look at things, and we also can do things differently, but at the same time all of us leading to excellence. See, it's that sort of overall freedom that is very, very important. So in my opinion, the implementation of this autonomy and graded autonomy is very important. PGDM schools should also now be thinking in terms of global as well as corporatization, and also in terms of technology enhancement. And I'm sure PGDM, as it has done over the years, will continue to make a great impact on the overall education scenario. Thank you.